All right, so Khalif, this is the second time that Trump has gotten in trouble with the DOJ. Are we about to see another indictment here?
I mean, obviously second time, but third time, I think, for trouble, if we count the Manhattan thing. But for sure, I think an indictment is imminent. If we follow the last tracking of Jack Smith's letter of interest, follow it by an indictment. So we can see in the next 4 days the former president getting indicted for now the third time for sure.
You know, one of the things about this is that we're coming up on the election, and Trump has always said that he likes to delay. Will something like this actually go to trial?
I mean, I would assume that it will go through the process of indictment. I mean, we'd obviously have to see what's in the indictment first. I expect that Cassidy's testimony from last year will clearly be in this indictment. Him wanting to participate to some degree in the
January 6th. This is going to be big.
And so for sure, I would think that it at least get to the indictment phase. I think we'll get to the discovery phase. The trial phase, that's a whole nother story. I mean, if I'm his attorney, again, the federal government has a 90+% conviction rate. And so I don't see it going to trial, but I do see it being significantly delayed. And I mean, remember, he has this pending, and he also has his hearing today in Florida. And so even though he wasn't there, on the legal battlefront, he's all over the place. And so I couldn't imagine trying to run for president while defending yourself all across the country.
Yeah, there's a whole
New
lot
York,
happening
Florida,
all at the same time.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a lot to juggle. And speaking of that race, and Trump's political rival, of course, Ron DeSantis was in South Carolina in TK yesterday, and he's in Columbia today, and was asked about this new probe. So here's what the Florida governor had to say.
There's a difference between being brought up on criminal charges and doing things like, for example, I think it was shown how he was in the White House and didn't do anything while things were going on. He should have come out more forcefully, of course that. But to try to criminalize that, that's a different issue entirely. And I think that we want to be in a situation where, you know, you don't have one side just constantly trying to put the other side in jail. And that, unfortunately, is what we're seeing now.
You know, Khalif, we've asked this several times about when former President Trump gets in some trouble, but how is this going to affect him on the campaign trail?
I mean, I don't think it will affect him at all. I mean, his base still will love him regardless. But if we can quickly unpack what Governor DeSantis said, a few things. He told the party line that it's the system, it's not the person. And so and he got the round of applause by saying we don't want one side attacking one person. Okay, great. But he did shift a little bit. If you remember back with the previous indictment, he said Florida will not participate at all. We won't help. We won't do anything. This is ridiculous. Now he's saying he could have done more, inching a little bit closer to at least some attempt for accountability.
Not so much as Chris Christie has, but a little bit more.
Well, Christie's way in the back, and so he knows he has a lot of ground to keep to try to make up. DeSantis recognizes that, listen, I can chip away a little bit, but I don't want to attack the Trump supporters that may now think that I'm anti-Trump, which AKA is now anti the Republican Party.
It's definitely more of a political stance, right, of trying to kind of stay somewhere in the middle to not alienate anyone.
I think he definitely shifted from where he was a few months back. And I mean, if there's another indictment, which I would not like to see, but if there's a fourth or fifth indictment, I think DeSantis at that may take a stronger approach than he has for sure.
All right, things get more and more interesting by the day. Khalif Rhodes, thank you so much. In Queen City News, of course, we'll continue to stay on top of the latest surrounding this possible third indictment and just the latest legal troubles for former President Donald Trump. You can stay up to date by downloading the QC News app and get those breaking alerts sent right to the palm of your hand.